Hello friends and comrades, I am General Grigori and I'm coming at you here with a little bit of Anthem news and a discussion surrounding the microtransaction fiasco that transpired on the subreddit recently. And so what I wanted to do was talk about how I think the community and YouTubers as a whole are kind of missing a few critical points here with what EA is doing and the long-term implications of this. So firstly, I wanted to state that obviously the $20 price point is absolutely heinous, and the community has talked us to death, and I think rightly so. It's not fair to charge $20 for a basic Javelin reskin with a bit of a different texture, especially considering the fact that a single artist probably can crank a total reskin of these Javelins out in a 3 to 4 day time period, let alone an entire art department at one of these AAA developers. They can very easily make a entire library of skins for these Javelins and crank them out. And so I feel like $20 a pop is a bit ridiculous. And so I think the community as a whole sniffed that out, and we've talked that to death. So what I think the real issue, though, is that EA has used this in a positive way for themselves by testing the waters of the microtransaction pricing, because now they kind of have an idea of what the absolute upper limit of what people would pay for these skins is, and it's not $20. It's lower than that, obviously, because the community wouldn't have revolted in such a way if it was a little bit lower. But now they know that they have to keep the skin prices under $20 in order to make any sales. And so what this creates is an environment where EA can lower the price and look like the good guy in the long term. So they can be like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean it. We are only going to charge you $8 for these skins. We're not going to talk about, it being $20. That's ridiculous. Come on. Now, we've learned from Star Wars Battlefront 2 or our other long storied history of microtransaction nonsense that we've pulled throughout the years. No, we're on the gamer's side now. We're listening to community feedback. We promise, guys. We're not going to charge $20. And so what this does is creates them in a positive light as a developer, and they look like the good guy because they're lowering the price and people feel like they're actually getting value out of these microtransactions when they're really not. And EA probably already had determined that they weren't going to be able to sell these things for $20 a pop. They just wanted to see if people would actually bite. And so now they look like the good guy because they're giving customers value for a lot less than $20. And the other thing is that this steers the discussion away from the beta test this weekend and towards these microtransactions, because during the beta demo test weekend that we just experienced with Anthem, there were a lot of different issues surrounding the game. We had client lockup, server instability, loading screens, infinite loading screens, those kinds of things. And so instead of us talking about how the discussion should be about how the servers aren't ready maybe, and how this game only has 3-4 weeks until it launches, now we're talking about the microtransaction pricing. And so instead of talking about EA's terrible server infrastructure, we're talking about, oh my god, can you believe it? They're trying to charge us $20 for these skins. How ridiculous. And so that allows EA to use that calculated outrage to control the narrative surrounding the game. And so I just wanted to bring up these points surrounding Anthem and EA's strategy when it comes to the long-term management of these microtransactions. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Also, I stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays in the evenings Pacific time. So if you guys want to swing by then, just come by at twitch.tv/General Grigori, and I'd love to talk about Anthem with you guys. You can let me know what you guys are thinking in there too. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.